Hi, this is Vince Artizone again. I'm here in front of Chuck Schumer's office for another series of interviews with Tea Partiers who are coming out here to protest the new health care bill that's going to be voted on soon in Congress that they're rushing through. And for some reason, News 12 doesn't want to cover these Tea Parties. They're more interested in wine tasting and bike marathons than covering what people really are concerned about, as it's like the taxes going up. So I'm going to do their job for them since they don't want to do their job. And we're going to let you know what's going on here in Long Island with the Tea Parties here. And this is just one Tea Party among many that's taking place all over the state. This is supposed to be a coordinated effort among the Tea Party goers across the state of New York and across the country to protest what's going on in Congress and in the Senate right now, trying to shove this health care bill through in the dark of night without the members of Congress even reading it. So we're going to get some opinions of the people here, are going to be very vocal, and they're not going to sit down and take it anymore, and that's basically their message. Yes, sir, you're here at the Tea Party here today in front of Chuck Schumer's office. What do you have to say?
Well, I'm here because I'm against cap and trade. It's going to bankrupt our corporations, our companies. It's going to really hurt the people in their utility bills once they start seeing that. And it may not happen until 2010, but it's going to happen.
Right. You have anything, any concern about this health care bill also?
Oh, definitely. If you want to wait for a doctor, this is the bill for you. If you have a life-threatening disease and you need an operation right away, you might have to wait until you die for that operation. I'm definitely against it.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Take care. Okay, these are regular Long Islanders. They may belong to some local groups here, but it's not a particularly cohesive group in the sense that they're not in cahoots with one another they're not being paid to do any of this. They're taking time out of their work day to come here and to protest. And today the main focus is the health care bill that seems to be rushing through Congress now at breakneck speed. And again, like with the so-called stimulus bill, it's being rushed through in the dark of night, over 1,000 pages long, well over $1 trillion. And you'd be hard-pressed to find any congressman or senator who's actually read the bill. So, and of course, they'll plead ignorance if things come to fruition from that bill that aren't good. And they claim that, well, you know, I didn't really get a chance to read the bill and things of that nature. So they have their built-in excuses. But we're here to remind the people that we're not taking their excuses anymore. We're going to demand from these congressmen and senators that they give account for their votes and their decisions in the government. Keep holding it. Yes, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you got more? Thank you. Thank you. The crowd is growing. Probably have over 100 people now, maybe 120. And it continues to grow. And I'm going to cover this event for the full length that is going to be in effect, which they didn't give a time of the event except that it's starting at noon, which was about 10 minutes ago. And their main message in front of Chuck Schumer's office is that they do not want him to vote for the health care bill as it is written, which will cost trillions in additional taxes to American citizens, not just Long Islanders, the entire nation. And the Long Islanders want to do their part in letting their voices be heard, that they adamantly oppose nationalizing health care. While they all agree the system is not perfect, they all have bones to pick with their HMOs to some degree or another. All that being the case, they still do not want the government taking over, because they feel the government will make things worse, as they typically do. So, and it'll cost more in the end, and the taxpayer will have to pick up the tab. And that's their main concern. And they're speaking out more than ever now. They don't want to be helpless victims anymore. They want to at least let their voice be heard, so that the congressmen and senators will know that whatever they're doing it, anything that they do in favor of government control, these people, their constituents, are opposed to it.
Everything you said.
Hands off healthcare! 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 Hands off.
Okay, people are starting to get fired up here.
Hands off healthcare! Hands off.
This is right in front of Chuck Schumer's office in Melville, Long Island. Chuck Schumer is not here. He probably doesn't want to be here for obvious reasons.
Hands off healthcare! 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 Hands off health! Ask for freedom! Ask for freedom! Ask for freedom! Ask for freedom! Demand it! Demand it! Demand freedom! Demand freedom! Demand freedom! Demand freedom! Ask for freedom!
No, don't ask for it. Demand it.
What do we want? We don't ask for freedom, we take it! Freedom! 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 We're all gonna do this! Hey, freedom! When do we want it? Now! Freedom! When do we want it? Now! Now! Chris, we're all gonna show how patriot we are to our country with our Pledge of Allegiance. Are we all gonna do it? Yes! And what do we Yes! Let's go! I pledge allegiance to the flag